And that's the whole thing. Change is extremely frightening. Well, at least for me it is. For some people, they accept it a lot faster, a lot easier. But for me, a lot of change, and some of the best changes that have happened to me, I was basically pushed into. Something had happened, and I needed to be there, and it was just scary. But I got through it, and I just learned as much as I could. One of my greatest strengths were that I was able to collaborate very well with people, ask a lot of questions, and basically learn as I go. And I had a really great rapport with the team, and the team grew over time.
And that's one of the things that comes up in your bio is that you talked about you were expert at solving and diagnosing and solving people and process issues.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that happens too often in business is people concentrate far more on the process than they do on the people. Mm-hmm. And then you lose the essence of the team, or you lose perhaps sometimes the greatest output or the greatest result if all you're doing is focusing on that. So when you say team and you say collaboration and being able to work it, that's really key also to change acceptance, don't you think? Is working from the people angle first to get to the process?
Yeah, well, I working with people, working with a team is very, very key. Because when you begin to lead a team, mm-hmm. and I learned from watching other leaders, leaders that I admire. People say, how do you become a leader? They think that it just, you're born, they're born leaders. It's a learned process.
I agree.
And you make a lot of errors along the way. And but how I learned a lot was by watching people that I admired that were already in high places. And I liked, again, like I said, I really like interacting with people. And that's a big part of leadership because you want to create a unity.
We spoke about this, and the example came right after the day we spoke, and one of the things was that, and I would agree with you that one of the things that people do, whether it's management or leadership or just in life in general, they're terrified to say, I don't know.
Right.
And it's the person who says, you know what, I don't know, and puts their hand up and says, I need a little bit of help. Can you explain that to me? And I guarantee anybody watching that if you've ever been in a meeting, a business meeting of any kind, you're always looking around the room waiting for that one brave soul to go, oh, God, I hope somebody puts their hand up. And when you do, everybody else is going, oh, thank God they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have to be willing, and then you have to be supported when you put your hand up. It's not an easy thing to do.
Well, to me, the more you become a problem solver, the more confident you become. And that's the whole idea, is to have more workplace confidence. It's when you start, going over and over in your head, everything that could go wrong, how you're going to fail or whatever, you start to generate problems. But when you start to move forward and putting your hand up, and a lot of people equate putting their hand up to public speaking. They're like, oh my God. But I can't tell you how many times people have come up to me after meetings, after I put my hand up and said, I don't understand.